Hey everyone. So today I thought we'd just have a bit of a discussion about a problem that a lot of people come to me with, especially the more beginner or sort of less serious type of hobbyists. Come to me with asking questions, and I thought it'd be good to do a video on it to maybe give some people some bit more background, a bit more understanding of what to look for, what to think about, all that kind of thing. So the basic topic of today's discussion will be the idea of overstocking, and how to work out how many fish you can have in your tank. So, I mean, the very, very general sort of basic rule that I always refer to is you can have as many fish in the tank as you can keep up the maintenance for. So I'll tell this. Whoops! I'll tell the story using an example. So with tanks, so there's like this one here, which is very heavy on plants. Got six-ish cardinals and three guppies and a handful of cooler loaches. This tank gets like maybe 20 to 30% water change once a week, once every other week, for example. And then we've got this tank here, which is the peacock and hat tank, display tank, and this tank will get maybe 80% water change, say 3 or 4 times a week. As you can see, there's a lot more maintenance, and the basic reason for this tank has a lot more fish and like fish volume, and the fish themselves are messier and all this kind of thing. So it means I have to do more to keep up with it. I do obviously I can keep up with it. As you can see, the fish are happy, the water's fine. If we were to do a test, everything will be sweet, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the basic rule, is like you can have as many fish as you can keep up with. A lot of times people say to me, like, we get some, I don't know how to explain, more casual but more involved hobbyists in, and something that we'll quite often hear is like, oh, I've got this 70 litre tank with a bunch of guppies and stuff, but I'd really love to add 6 neon tetras, but the tank's already at its capacity, so I can't. But these people, if you're wanting to do the maintenance, maybe it means do an extra water change a week, or a bigger volume water change, or whatever, that's fine if you can keep up with that. And I think that's the part that you need to think about, is the required maintenance to look after that tank, rather than just an objective, how many fish can I fit in this tank. Something that people quite often refer to is the sort of inch per gallon rule, which is, I mean, it's more of an American thing obviously, but you do hear people referring to it. It's obviously very flawed, and I think it misses the point. Like, if you have, so like for example, a 5 foot, like 1500 by 600 by 600 tank roughly, I could put one guppy in here. Oh, okay, I'm not going to say that extreme, that's a stupid thing to say. I could put one, blue acara in here, but if I never wanted to do any maintenance on it, or do a water change or clean the filter or anything like that, that would be overstock. But I could have this tank here, this Mbuna tank, and I could have triple the amount of fish, but if I want to do 80% water change every day, then that's fine. The fish will be happy, they'll be able to keep up with the waste. So that's, I think, the most important part for people to think about is, do I have the capacity in my life, in my hobby, with my family, in case of emergency, if I have to go away, all this kind of stuff, do I have the capacity to actually care for this tank? And any additional waste generated by additional fish or anything like that. And I mean, a lot of times I find the answer is yes. Like, I find a lot of people, once they're kind of given that freedom, like, you can put more fish if you're wanting to do more work, a lot of people find that they can do that. And I think that's really important. License to get more out of the hobby, if you will, Like you can put more of what you want and adjust your stocking and all this kind of thing to be able to get more to it, and it doesn't have to be as scary as it can be. Like if you read, stuff on the internet, or like talk to people who maybe don't 100% know what they're talking about or that. Because like the overstocking thing it's very common in like African cichlid tanks, obviously, because you have to. With Africans, if you don't have enough fish in the tank, they'll just fight. So you overstock it, and then that obviously means you need a way bigger filter, you need to do more water changes, all this kind of thing. But if you can keep up with that, then that's fine. The tank's healthy, the fish are happy, all this kind of stuff. And I think that's the most important part for people to think about. But then equally, that does go the other way. I think that's an important part to remember, is like if you want, we also often get people who want a super low maintenance tank and like don't really want to do much, maybe a water change every other week and feed them, and that's about it. And in that situation, that's fine, you can do that. It just means you're not going to be able to have as much fish, or the fish you choose are going to have to be less of messy varieties, or that kind of thing. So you'd want to like understock it in that sense, just to be able to have it fit with where the tank fits within your life as a whole. So yeah, I think that's part of the conversation that we don't really have that much, is deciding what goes into a tank in terms of fish wise and like plant wise and maintenance wise and everything. Needs to fit around more of your life to make sure you can keep up with the maintenance. And if you find the answer is yes, that's great. That means you can obviously have some more involved stuff. So yeah, I'll keep this video a bit shorter than we normally do, because probably don't have too much else to say. I don't want to go around in circles again. But yeah, very basically, the rule that I always recommend for determining how many fish you can have in your tank is how much you can keep up with, rather than a amount of fish per amount of tank type of thing. So yeah, if you guys have any sort of questions or want something clarified or something to go more in depth on, feel free to either reach out on in the comments, or come into the shop and ask and all that kind of thing. Be more than happy to kind of discuss that with you guys. But yeah, that's all I got for today. So please remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.